What's going on, everybody? Rob Anderson, Clean Power Wash, Salisbury, Maryland. It's been a crazy couple days with all this UAMCC drama. Yeah, I don't see any end in sight. Here goes. Here's my history with the UAMCC. So for those of you who want to think that I want back into this organization or that I have no axe to grind or whatever, here's the truth of it. I went to my first event, I believe it was in 2014. Ron Musgraves invited me to it. And for that, I am thankful. I'm grateful that he invited me to that. And sorry, it's been a long day. My contacts are drying out, so from squinting or whatever, that's it. But I went to a bunch of events, did a lot of promotional content, put a lot of stuff and videos on this channel. A lot of you had seen that. I have since removed a lot of it. 2017, I went to the huge convention. Up until then, I was an admin of the UAMCC member group. I was on the membership committee for 6 months, maybe. I don't know how long. But anyways, I went to the huge convention in New Orleans. Made a whole bunch of videos there. It's a fantastic event. Everybody should go to it. It's well worth it. The fact that you have to pay for a ticket is nothing. If you can go wash a house, you can go pay for your ticket. You can go wash 2 houses, you can pay for a whole lot of other stuff. Ron's still tagging me and stuff, and it's just ridiculous. When I first started going to events, I kept hearing these, F Ron, this and that. People complaining, whining, and all about him. I finally met him at one of the conventions. Still thought he was an okay guy. I thought people just, didn't understand him or whatever. Charlotte in 2016 was an eye-opener. Watching him barging around, the way that he treated people on a very regular basis there, the way that he disrespected so many of the contractors, the teachers, with his air horn running around like a clown the whole time. Seeing so many people that resigned as BOD leading up to it and after it was just a statement right there in its own. So anyways, go to the huge convention. Next thing I know, I have been removed from the membership committee for failure to participate because we have so many people that wouldn't be on the committee. My spot was not filled for over 2 months. And there's also nothing that says that the committee has to be 8 people or 12 people or 15 people. Could add more people onto it. And I was also never contacted prior to it to say, hey man, you missed a meeting or 2, we need you to participate, or you're going to be removed. I was just flat out removed. And it was there's no way that you can say that it was not directly related to the huge convention. And I have Ron on record, by the way, admitting that was the case. So, that there. So, go to the national convention. Great convention. Brought my wife. Learned a bunch. Had a great time. Networked with a lot of contractors. Got to see Carlos. Got to see Ray Burke give an awesome speech. And then that was when Paul Cassander announced that they were going to be opening up all these new power wash store locations, which is awesome. Good job for him to be able to get to that point. Ray Burke was the heir apparent to go from VP to be president. A far better leader just in every single aspect compared to what George Clark was. Not everybody is an inspirational leader. I get that. You don't have to be William Wallace to be the leader of a pressure washing organization. Or a lot of organizations for that matter. But then Ray was told by George Clark that the board had decided that he needed to resign and step down. The false narrative that Ray accepted it all because he's looking at this office and says, you know what, this is great, I should just go ahead and do it because I'm in this perfect spot. Ray is a man of character. I do not question him one single bit. If I'm part of a group and unanimously they have decided that I should not be part of it. I will not like that situation, but if the tribe has spoken and I have officially been kicked off of Survivor Island, that's it. The problem with all of that was that it wasn't true. It wasn't true that George Clark had the full approval of the board. Multiple people came out pretty quickly that that was not the case. Those BOD members that tried to come out of it were told to shut up and sit down, which ultimately led to John Carmazin resigning from being BOD. And from all the past BOD people that I had the privilege of talking to, that's a pretty consistent process. So that blows up. Obviously, a lot of people were outraged that Ray had resigned. The truth comes out, and yes, Ray wanted to teach more people. He wanted to help more people, just like I wanted to help people with this channel. That's why I make these videos. That's why I make other videos. Is to help people. That's why this channel has grown the way that it has over these last 3 years. And I mean, ultimately in December 2017, I was supposed to renew on like the 4th of the month. My card had been compromised, so we got a new card. And in light of the fact that I've been suspended for 7 days because I asked if they could reconsider a policy about not talking about the elections in the groups, my post was simply, can we reconsider this? Because again, going into the forums versus Facebook, it's just nonsense. So literally, when I was supposed to actually pay, I was suspended right then. It doesn't really make sense to go ahead and pay your money for a membership to something that you're suspended from when that's going on. A couple weeks later, I basically just looked at the math and said, you know what, for the $149, if all I do is I keep the discount that I get with Southside Equipment, it's worth it. I'll just not post, comment, or do anything else in the UAMCC groups, or was even willing to just go down and be a free member at that point. George Clark, who had blocked me from basically the entire month of November, most of December. That year, I think Christmas was on Monday. I can go back and look at it. But either way, Friday night, I'm out with my family, going to see the Christmas lights, and lo and behold, George Clark unblocks me, sends me $149 via Facebook Messenger, which because I do Facebook ads, boom, it goes through immediately. I have no way to deny it, to reject it. It's already done. It says that I've been kicked out and voted on to be non-renewing. I paid my dues within 2 weeks of that expiration date. And in talking to Leilani and to other people, 30 days is absolutely well within it. I wasn't even close to that. The other thing that's BS about it all is that the board voted on like the 15th to kick me out, along with Guy Blackman, Dave Nezat, and Dougie Dew. As soon as I got my, the official email, like after Christmas, I responded that I did not accept it, that I wanted to, get actual grounds for it, for why I was removed from the organization. You can see there's another video on there, and here we are in November, almost a year later, still have yet to receive any responses. The only person who responded to me about any of it was Alex about removing my payment information, because it wouldn't let me remove the payment information that I put in for the $149. And you better be sure that I'm going to be making sure that I don't get some stupid renewal notice now. So that's kind of where I've gotten to. The video that I made about a week ago stating that, as leadership, the decisions that they made a year ago resulting in this year's national convention being basically a third or a fourth of the attendance both from vendors and from contractors, would put it at a failure. If it was a company and their leadership had made changes and did it that poorly and the results were that bad, again, people were at the event, people learned. I completely agree with that. I'm glad for every single contractor that made it to that event. I hope you learned a lot. I hope it helps you make more money. Getting to events helped me make money at every single event that I've been to. And I've been to 14, 15 now, something like that. And I still learn stuff out of them all. But I try to be very clear and precise in what I'm saying. I don't want people to be able to misinterpret it. My statement was that, the members of that company would be absolutely justified in requesting or the resignation or the removal of the entire leadership. And I don't know how anybody can deny that. Now, that is not me saying and asking for anyone's resignation on the board. Saying that was a company, that the people within that company would be justified in asking for that. I'm not a member. I have no vote. I can't ask for anybody's resignation because guess what, folks? It's got nothing to do with me anymore. But apparently, a lot of people over there still like to continue to drag me into their nonsense and want to tag me like crazy. And it's amazing, when I look at people like George, who, I don't know how often he's been talking about me in the groups, but decided to refer to me as frickin' frack along with Sean Kilgore, saying that we were a bad influence on people and we shouldn't be at conventions and nobody should let us because we're going to be problematic. It's just laughable. Every event that I went to this year, which I believe it was 4 or 5 different events, I either spoke at or helped coordinate portions of it, helped to set up socials, helped to make sure that people are networking, getting more information there, posting a lot of the content so that people who couldn't make it there were able to get more information, get more value, learn more things. And I've received 0 money from it. It's not about the money. People want to complain, it's all free, or say that, these other companies, these other organizations, they're horrible because they're charging money. Guys, if you think that the fact that I didn't have to pay a cover charge to go into Russ's event in Louisville this week means that it was a free convention to me, you don't get it. My plane tickets were like $650. I split a room with somebody, paid for that, paying for food and beer and Ubers and Lyfts and whatnot. I probably spent about $1,000 to do this. I didn't have to pay for a ticket to get in the door. Guys, it's also that whole thing that, you get what you pay for. Just because it's free doesn't mean that it's worth anything. So, we'll leave it there.